Okay, here's a quick summary of how to get some census data at the county level for it. I think what you might want to look at is this American Community Survey. Is this website? I'll send you these links too. They get social, economic, housing, and demographic data for different areas. And we get both the numbers and the percent of people covered in those areas. So, they update it every year. So this is like the 2019 data. You can go by county, go to Minnesota, go to Chippewa County. And again, this kind of tells you what data is in each one here. And then I can click on one of those and get the data. Unfortunately, this just does one county at a time, and we'll talk about how to do that next. But this is Chippewa County, and again, they estimate how many people, like in how many households here, or how many people are married and stuff like that. And they have an estimate on how many people and then a margin of error, because again, they're doing a limited sampling survey, and then they actually do the percent of the population and the error on that percent. But you want to do probably all the counties in the United States. So if you go here to these tables, these have like the economic and housing characteristics of different areas. Now this one is only in Puerto Rico, but these other ones, demographic and housing and economic characteristics for different years. So if I click on this here, let's do the economic. Well, let's see, what did I do? Yeah, I think I did that count. One, it'll bring up the table here. It'll bring up the table, and again, it shows our information like employment status of different things, commuting to work, industries, and that sort of stuff. Now, and again, this just shows for the entire United States by default. But if I hit Customize Table, I can go over to Geographies, Geos here, and I can switch it to the county level here, and I can get all the counties in the United States. Now, it won't be able to display those, so it should give me a warning there. Okay, I had to zoom out a little bit, and I hit close. And again, sorry, that table is too large to display, which is fine, but then I can download the table. It'll download the table here. If I do that, it'll do each year. I suggest, especially when you're starting, you just do 1 year. So I'm going to unclick all these and just do like the most recent year, although you can decide how you want to do this in CSV format, and you can download it. And that'll download a table that'll list every county. And then like each of these measurements, like this is the population employment status of everyone over 16 years old. And this is the percent. And then there's errors for each one. And then the next one here, and each of these has a number. This is O2E for economic ones. And so this is the employment status in the labor force, and there's all these, there's hundreds of, I don't know, there's lots of these different values here. In fact, they have a whole table listing each of their estimates here for this. One other thing we should watch, which will be helpful, is that each county here has a geo identifier, and that might be helpful rather than just using the county names when we're trying to combine different tables. Here we can just use this geo identifier. Okay, I'll send you those links, and hopefully you can try and look at some of this data.